Well, beginning first up with the latest on the Russia-Ukraine war, strikes by the Russian forces on Ukraine have killed at least 8 people.
This is just as G7 leaders agreed to intensify pressure on Moscow over its 4-year-plus long offensive. And this comes as President Zelensky brandished photos of the Russian strikes at the summit, which killed at least 11 people and sparked a fire at a landmark Kiev cathedral.
Well, it was on Tuesday that a Russian drone strike on a car in the central Dnipropetrovsk region killed 3 people, which included a mother and a son. According to officials, Russian shelling of the Donetsk region city of Sloviansk killed 3 people, while drone strikes on the southern Kherson region killed 2 people and wounded 16 others.
Well, the attacks took place as President Zelensky met with US President Donald Trump on the sidelines of the G7 summit. Following the meeting, Zelensky said that he hoped Ukraine could secure US licenses to produce anti-ballistic air defense systems and missiles.
We spoke about this air defense with President Trump. Our teams will work, and God willing, this time, we will succeed in obtaining licenses for the production of the relevant anti-ballistic systems and missiles.
Zelensky also said that G7 countries supported efforts to strengthen Ukraine's air defenses and discussed both missile supplies as well as air defense systems. He added that the G7 leaders also agreed that the war must be brought to an end, while accusing Russian president of lacking any genuine desire to stop the conflict and saying Moscow must be pressured to do so.
Everyone believes that the war must be stopped in any case. This is logical. Everyone believes that they do not see any desire on Russia's part, that it is playing games, that it has this in mind. Above all, Putin does not want to end it, but he must be forced.
Earlier, the US president said that Russia should make a deal to end the fighting. He also indicated that Washington could reimpose waived sanctions on Russia. The Russia-Ukraine war received much focus at the G7 as the leaders agreed to intensify pressure on Russia.
Look, Russia should make a deal. Russia's lost tremendous amounts of people, and so has Ukraine. Last month, they lost 35,000 soldiers between the two of them. Think of it. This is on a monthly basis, they averaged 25,000 people, mostly soldiers, young, beautiful people.
Meanwhile, G7 leaders have issued a joint statement on Ukraine that pledged an unwavering support for Kiev in defending its freedom, sovereignty and territorial integrity. It showed consensus on increasing the delivery of air defense capabilities to Ukraine, as well as for the licensed production of interceptors, as well as additional systems. The G7 statement stressed on the need for energy resilience for the winters and pledged to put more pressure on Russian economy through sanctions on oil and gas.
The UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer said that all the G7 powers were in the same place and there was a real sense of unity in the G7. In an interview, Starmer also said that Ukraine has shown that it's able not just to defend itself, but to take territory back from the Russians and inflict quite significant losses on Russia. He added that UK was imposing a raft of new sanctions against Russia in a bid to pressure Moscow into halting the war against Ukraine.
On Monday, Zelensky even offered to meet his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin in US for peace talks. However, the Kremlin later said that it had not received any such proposal. Trump, in fact, had earlier said earlier this month that he saw no point in meeting Zelensky until a peace deal was in place.